That's another case which we have just 5 years of feedback. So we thought that we could use this precedent, but unfortunately, this will have to be backed up together for a better remedy. That's what we got in the status which I have already mentioned. And we are trying to kind of get involved with the groups as well, because we have been working with positive groups or any other groups for a long time, and this kind of denial of treatments in case of emergency cases as well was very common thing which we came to do. But that's why we wanted kind of a network to be built up, a kind of a voice to be raised, because from the positive groups there are several voices. Not only in case of a delivery case like this, emergency hospital care or something, but other cases as well. So that is the reason we are trying to build up the advocacy so that it comes up from them, because we hardly come to go out. If it's reported, then it's okay. Otherwise, hardly people, because they say that there is only one doctor in that particular hospital, so we go against the doctors who can there would be anybody else. So they let it go. Once the delivery is done, or once their treatment has been done in some manner, they don't want to pick it up. So that's the reason we want to build up that kind of a network so we can bring up those cases. And we just hope that we get some good data so that later on we add on pilot countries. Thank you.
The positive mother was detected in any private hospital. She would be straight away directed to the tertiary care government hospital. No private hospital in Goa would do deliveries of HIV positive. Okay, next. Advocate Ram.
I'm trying to keep it as short as possible. This is a case of a baby girl in Bombay. She's a migrant laborer. Her name was Raia. We came to know the case from the newspaper. And the only difference that we share with Amali in this case here is that post whatever happened, we got into a consultation with civil society, with doctors, and it was only after that we went to court. And briefly running through the facts of the case. Raia is approximately 22 years old. She works and lives on the streets of Bombay. She's a migrant from Uttar Pradesh, and this was her third child. And both, this was her third pregnancy, and both the previous children all had died during or after birth. When she went to labor, she approached the first hospital, which was a private hospital. It was not a nursing home, and she was refused admission. She was asked to go and search another hospital. She refused. She approached the second nursing home, second hospital, which was a nursing home. She was again refused admission. It was a private hospital again, and as she was unable to find any, she was unable to get access to treatment. She decided to return to wherever she was staying. On the way back, she delivered her child at the railway station itself. It was only thereafter that the railway person was cognizant of what had happened and got her admitted to a government hospital. She and the baby were discharged 4 days later, and subsequently subsequently after 10 days, the baby left. And since the matter was reported in the newspapers, a couple of groups got together and decided we should do something about it. And we got to a consultation. Some of the doctors were present there, were also here. And one thing that one of our way and the nature of your agency should be immediately, you should be stabilized, you should be recorded in the proper center. There was a lot of resistance from the doctors, especially from the private sector. We were very clear that what we were asking for or what we wanted from was unacceptable, and in some manner to us, we were unable to convince the doctors what we were saying, and therefore we went to court. The relief sought were two wrong. One was that even though it was in the city of Bombay, all the various schemes that were available were not being implemented. A woman who had been admitted to a government hospital went to hospital with his children in similar conditions and had a third child. There was absolutely no form of monitoring or a referral process thereafter to ensure that the child survived thereafter. And so we were looking at the schemes being implemented, some sort of support system we put in place in the absence of documentation issues in migrant labor and like most people dwellers in Bombay, which is constantly deal with. They do not have documentation and therefore are denied treatment of the hospitals. So we're looking at that on angle. And the second thing that we were looking at was how could we look at raising the level of responsibilities of the private sector so that if a woman in labor comes in, she should at least be admitted, and if it's not a nursing home, it's not a home that is at expected care, she should at least be sterilized and transferred to a facility that provides the services on those lines. The matter is still continuing to go on. The parties to the petition, to this public education was the Municipal Corporation of Bombay, the State of Maharashtra, the Union of India, and the private hospitals, the two private hospitals. The private hospitals have to file a reply. So it's very interesting what the BMC, State of Maharashtra, and the Union of India have done. The Municipal Corporation, as far as services are concerned, have very clearly said that since this is the third patient, she's not entitled to any of the schemes of the government. When the petition very clearly lays out that the Supreme Court has said that the number of children does not prevent women from accessing the system. So the corporation, the biggest local entity in the state of Maharashtra, turns around and says, we're not going to provide those services because the policy says that it's only up to 2 days. That's one. Two, the state of Maharashtra has replied says, we cannot regulate private hospitals. And go to the advocate, it's not only an inability, it's an unwillingness to regulate private hospitals. It's too big and it's uncalled for. The Union of India say, and that's where it stands. As a right matter was before a very progressive bench. We were hoping for something to happen. Now the bench has moved, so we don't know what will happen. But it's also gone for a shaky bench in the middle, and things might not go so great. But I'd like to just say again, that what we're looking at this, one stressing of this is that when the matter did come up in the consultation with the private office, they were very clear that it is unfair to expect the private sector, which are 10-bedded hospitals, the 25-bedded hospitals, to move out of their area of specialization by even admitting a woman who is in labor, in advanced stages of labor, asking the services of admission and stabilization and gradual system where you put her up an ambulance and send to the right service provider is uncalled for, it's unacceptable, and it's unfair for us. And that is basically what we're trying to look at and reinforce that there are case laws on that. The law is very clear. That is what is required to be done by the private sector. And hopefully something might come up. Yes, I would love to see this. The Union of India has said in its affidavit that pregnancy or going into labor is not an emergency. They very clearly said that a pregnancy can, and everything around that is anticipated, can be planned for, and therefore, for us, in our petition to refer to it as an emergency obstetric care requirements is uncalled for. So they're very clear that going into labor is not an emergency.
Thank you very much for respecting your time. Quickly move on to the next. That is Srinivasan from Deepak Foundation to share her experiences.
He's talking about comprehensive emergency obstetric care, which is very important in saving maternal lives. This is a case study of one of the centers in very, very remote areas of Vadodara district. And everybody is aware of sort of services exist. Thirdly, it is again important in this forum because this unit is being run in public-private partnership. We are here to speakers and talk about regulation of private providers. And finally, this presentation also talks about the constraints that even private providers face when they are working with the government. And also, we have put in our suggestions as to how these constraints could be removed. Constraints towards preventing maternal deaths could be removed. We also take suggestions for legal implications or legal actions which this forum would like to suggest. We have suggested certain things and would like this forum to recommend. Just a background, legal competitions, as I mentioned earlier, we are running a safe motherhood and child survival project, and this comprehensive emergency obstetric care unit providing such services, and still like to move ahead, we will see what are the constraints and how the partnership is not able to reduce the maternal mortality to the greater extent as we would have wished. It has done well, it has been able to reduce maternal mortality, but still there are number of women who could have been saved with proper coordination with provisional services and the services would have been much more. I have a small clipping. This is called clipping in remote. I just take you to a remote tribal area of Vadodara district. This is Command Block, and this is a story of one woman whom yesterday someone mentioned was a near miss. Her life was saved, but then the certain problems which she had to face. Father went to Vadodara district hospital, some 80 kilometers from